Welcome back, everybody. I figured it out.
You just had to break that wall.
I had to break this wall. I thought I hit this wall, which is why I was so confused.
I want to start this episode by reading a verse from,
Okay.
from a song. Okay, it's an old song. On the heath there blooms a little floret, and it's called Erica. Eagerly 100,000 little bees swarm around Erica, for her heart is full of sweetness, a tender scent escapes her blossom gown. On the heath there blooms a little floret, and it's called Erica. It's the German marching song from the 1940s.
God damn.
It's the English translation. Erica. I read the translation recently. I saw a video.
No, you didn't catch that.
What? Oh no. But no, I just saw a video that was like, here. It was just a guy playing on an accordion, I think, in a movie or something.
Okay.
But it was like having the English lyrics, and I was like, this is what they're saying? It sounds so much more like, nationalist. And it's just about it's basically the German version of A Girl Worth Fighting For from Mulan. like that's what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're talking about, like, Germany being what's the girl worth fighting for.
No, it's the entire song is like, about fighting for a girl named Erica and going home to her. It's literally a girl worth fighting for.
That's true.
Like,
I don't think I can. I can. Okay.
I'll read the second verse. Back at home there lives a young maiden, and she's called Erica. That girl is my faithful little darling, and my joy Erica. When the heather blooms in a reddish purple, I sing her this song in greeting. On the heath there blooms a little floret, and it's called Erica. It's just like Erica is everything. Erica is my everything. She's my entire world. I see her everywhere, and I can't wait to go home to her. It's a girl worth fighting for.
Jesus. It really is. It really is just a girl worth fighting for.
Yeah.
I can't wait for you to see some of the bullshit fucking
You think
secrets in this game.
Man, do you think we'll get in trouble for reading the English lyrics to that song?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
Probably. They're very
This is purely an educational discussion, because I think it's interesting that because again it sounds like such an aggressive song for an aggressive time.
Well, that's just because German's a very aggressive language.
Well, that and the music, and because when you hear a guy singing it on accordion, it does sound a lot sweeter. It's just like a guy like, I want my Erica, but and
it was also a marching song.
No,
it's because they were marching.
It is called the marching song.
Yeah,
but it's just like it's. I mean, it's kind of like if you,
I actually like.
If you listen to like a lot of like American marching songs, it's kind of similar and they're kind of the same vibe.
Not, I don't want this to come off wrong, but I actually really just like the song because I grew up playing like stuff like Call of Duty,
Yeah.
and they played that in the background, so like it's nostalgic for me now.
Well, even just the vibe of it is so 1940s propaganda. Like,
yeah, it's just
the same
like, feel
vibe.
good.
It's the same vibe as like American songs from that time period that were like marching songs that we knew.
Yeah. And there's something just nostalgic, especially being because my granddad was a big history buff, and my dad was in the military, so I have a history of just military family,
Especially German.
No, I had family that fought in World War II on my on the American side, but that was not that was on my father's side. But no,
No,
isn't
your family mostly Irish?
Huh? Yeah, we're British,
Irish, Welsh.
Yeah,
Welsh.
Hang on,
Is it controversial to say that Wales is just the Ireland of the UK?
No, because Ireland is the Ireland of the UK.
You're right. You're
What
right.
the fuck are you talking
Well,
about?
okay. Isn't Welsh like British Irish? Because like people are like, yeah, I'm from Wales, and they're like
I'm
English.
just
They're
Welsh.
English, but they don't sound English. They sound Irish.
You got a nice speech impediment.
I'm just
Welsh.
Like I feel like Welsh is like right between Irish and British. You know?
I don't know. I don't know the accent well enough to comment on it.
Because you'll hear like the Duke of Wales or whatever, or like the Welsh people, and I don't know. I'm probably getting a lot of shit. I'm probably totally off, but I feel like
I want it. Wait. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it now.
I'm trying to think of American like marching songs that sound more aggressive but are actually like very sweet.
Well, that's because all of our marching songs are very aggressive, like intentionally so.
I don't know. I feel like we have a couple.
I want it. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some that we did when I was in drill.
I got it. Love the fucking bomb in this game.
We had one that was like really aggressive that like the nicest sergeant would sing. I can't sing because it's actually really fucked up.
No, yeah. I probably know what you're talking about.
The left, right, kill one.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. I remember when I was in ROTC, we were specifically told we had to look up like age-appropriate Jodies.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that possible?
Sure.
Because, like, you know, we were going around on the... campus, the college campus nearby. And... the college campus didn't like it. We'll just say that. They didn't like our most of the basic Jodies.
Yeah,
what is this? Is this a map? No, it's a save room.
I was trying to find some. A lot of ours are just, you know, either about marching or about fighting or about coming home.
Yeah, most of them are about fighting.
Or about dying and being okay with that.
Do you hear about... I don't know if you... So, just because we're on the same... we're in the middle of talking about just, like, stuff with World War II. Did you see that video of the guy talking about how he was watching... So he was a pilot in World War II, okay? And he was talking about why people don't shoot people in parachutes, you know? That are parachuting.
Oh, yeah, it's... I know the video you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's against the Geneva Convention now.
It is against the Geneva Convention now because they're non-combatants at that point. But you know, it was just something you didn't do, you know, is what he was saying. Just because, like, one, there's no challenge in it. He's done fighting, you know.
Yeah.
And two, there's no challenge in it. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
And he saw this German fighter pilot.
Specifically going after...
Yeah, very specifically going after the crew of bombers that had parachuted out. So he was like peppering that guy and forcing him to bail, and then he just shredded him.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, well deserved.
Well, and it's either A, they're done, they're out of the fight.
Yeah.
Or B, they're going into the fight, and, you know, because they're like paratroopers or whatever. But either way, like, yeah, they can't do shit while they're up there. They can't run, they can't dodge, they can't hide, they can't even surrender.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
which is why it's against the it's just frowned
It's
upon in
also
general.
why-
Even at the time, it was frowned upon.
It's also why people come down in parachutes, why they don't, pull out their weapon and start shooting below them.
Yeah,
Because it's like, I can't fight really up here, and if you shoot back, then my chute's shredded.
yeah.
I'm going to die. Some of those stories, some of them are wild.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I saw one that was actually some, 1940s German soldiers, and they're like, how did you feel fighting for a dictatorship? And there was a guy who was like, I wasn't fighting for the dictatorship, I was fighting for my people. And it's like, yeah, that was their mindset. It was like, man, this guy he's a little crazy, but, it's patriotism.
Yeah,
Which,
that's the big thing about it, is just that
it's like, it doesn't make what they did okay, but at the same time, like,
right.
There's a book I always talk about called Political Tribes. I don't know if I've ever talked on the channel, but I recommend every single person on the planet should read it.
Yeah.
It's by Amy Chua, and she talks a lot about like what makes people join radical groups or able to rationalize doing terrible things for their militaries or whatever, or even like groups like ISIS or whatever. But she talks about the Viet Cong. She talks about ISIS. She talks about why somebody might change political sides, like in America. It's just about like that tribalism and stuff like that. And it's completely unbiased. Like, that's the most important thing, and why I love that book is it's not like the left thinks this, the right is like this. Like, there's none of that. It's not.
It's just like,
it's just, this is what makes people become radicals. And if you try to take a second to look at it from the other perspectives, whether it be a German World War II soldier, a member of the Viet Cong military, an 18-year-old boy after 9/11 in America, a 20-something-year-old who joins ISIS, like, what makes them do that? You're able to sympathize a little bit with what causes that to happen. And sympathy is very important when you're talking about people that you disagree with things that they've done, or groups of things like that. Because if you're able to sympathize, not even rationalize, not even agree, just sympathize a little bit, you can have a conversation and you can kind of come to a better understanding of people in general. You can still disagree and you can still want them to change how they think, but sympathy is a way more powerful tool than just outright disagreeing. Absolutely. And
there's also just like a lot of like bandwagoning when it comes to, well, someone that I agree with this, so now I have to agree with everything.
Oh yeah.
Well,
and the thing too with, like, going back to the German soldiers in World War II, it's a thing of like, people are like, why would you want to sympathize with them? Because if you can understand how they got there, you can keep yourself from becoming them.
And you can also prevent situations from getting to that point again, you know? Like, you've got to realize that Germany was in a horrible spot when they allowed him
when
into power.
When they allowed their new leader.
Yeah, when they allowed him into power.
Yeah.
It was just because, like, they were in a horrible position. Not all of the German people voted for him.
Yeah, it was like,
and he did a lot of,
I disagree with what he has to say, but my family has food in their stomachs.
Exactly.
And that is the thing too, and that's why I want to go back to that, is like, if you don't understand how people become, become okay with those types of things, you're in danger of having the same thing happen to you.
Yeah.
Where you become okay with things that shouldn't be, that are arguable to not be okay. You have to know the signs. And that's why it's important to, when you are like wanting to understand history, it's important to understand history and understand, like, how did we get here? How did they get there?
Yeah.
Because everyone is always in danger of becoming radicalized and, having an ideology at some point in the future. I'm just gonna let you figure this out, but having an ideology at some point in the future that, like, you'll look back on one day and be like, what in the fuck was I thinking? I was so angry. And
No, that's not gonna work. I'm not even gonna try it. That's the way to get to the thing, the Varia suit. I think I need the high jump first.
But no, it's like people always talk about we have to understand history so we don't repeat it. But you also have to understand how we got there. Like, it's like, yeah, we know World War II happened. How did we get there, though? Like, and if you can't sympathize a little bit and be like, man, they were really going through it. That's how they got there, is they were fucking going through it. And because of a lot of America's actions and making them, you know, pay for all the damages from World War One, and so they were all desperate. Desperation makes people do things that are unmentionable.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, we know history, but do you understand? So I love those videos of like old troops talking from any country. Of just like, yeah, like the amount of people who went and visited like Japanese POWs and forgave them.
Well, not only that,
that's
like,
huge.
There's a lot of them became good friends. You know, like,
yeah, I used to torture this guy. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
the amount of compassion. Like, no, seriously, like the amount of the amount of compassion it takes to be able to forgive a guy who tortured you.
No, yeah, absolutely. Or another big thing is like there are instances of people who went out and met someone who killed like their best friend from like their company or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and they, you know, because no one took pleasure in doing that, you know.
Yeah.
And like, especially after figuring out just like the lies that like your country had told you, because like, you know, Japan, they were being told by the emperor at the time, Americans will kill and eat you. They will do all of these horrible things to you.
And that goes back to sympathy.
And it's just because, like, you know, they didn't know any better.
Yeah,
and they were controlled by fear.
So they would rather blow themselves up. You know, they would lay on grenades.
Yeah.
And kill medics. And that was a big thing too, is the fact they killed medics. Because medics would be like, oh yeah, let's go get that guy and try to nurse him back to health.
Try and save him.
And try to save him.
And then
they would be laying on a grenade. Like, and again, it's like, you know, you might be like, wow, that guy's a son of a bitch. But if you understand why and understand what they were being told and led to believe, it was like, yeah, of course.
The Japanese did some horrible things, but they
why?
Yeah, they absolutely thought they had to.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know. It's very important to understand those things and understand. Oh, cool.
Secret.
But it, I mean, yeah, it was like, wasn't there a guy who like, one of them, I think it was the Japanese dude, had like one of his body parts, it was a bone, had like his hand or some shit. I can't remember.
What are you talking about?
I thought I heard a story. It was like another one of the coming together 60 years later after the war type stories.
Oh yeah.
And he had like his hand or some shit.
Yeah. He had the American's hand that he cut off.
Yeah. He still had the hand and he gave it back to him. It's useless, motherfucker. It's a bone. It's bones.
It's a nice.
I mean, I would definitely keep it in a jar. Be like, that's my fucking hand, dude. I've been through some shit. I killed 50 man.
He was part of the 50 man.
Was he part of the 50 man? Oh, I love King though. But
I need to watch the new season.
Yeah. But no, it's shit like that where it's like the amount of humanity it has to take to be able to just be like, I forgive this dude. He cut off my fucking hand and ruined my quality of life for the rest of my life. But
yeah, I forgive him.
We're cool. Because it's because they get in that mindset, I think, of like war is war, you know?
Yeah, it's because they understand, because they were on the other side.
Yeah.
They know they were just following orders.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, you definitely have your outliers, like
yeah. You have people who just
like oh fuck, what was his name? Was it Himmler?
I have no idea.
He was like worse than the leader of World War II Germany. But anyway, that guy, I mean, fuck him. No empathy for him.
No, yeah.
I would love to know how he got there. Still, I would still love to know like what's his story. That's one thing I like infographics about, because they'll be like Ivan the Terrible, for example, and like here was Ivan the Terrible's childhood and like what he went through,
Mhm.
and maybe he went through abuse, or maybe he went through I forget. I watched the video.
I know. Oversimplified did one on H-Man.
Yeah, but Oversimplified tends to be a little bit lighter about it, whereas infographics will.
No. What I explicitly mean is like they explain what he went through and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
You know.
But he tends to try to keep it a little bit light and comedic, even still.
No. Yes. Absolutely. He does.
And infographics is very matter of fact. It's like it's not like dark and moody, but it's just kind of like, you know, you're an Austrian boy in 1920 something, and you know you go through this, you go through that, you go through this, you go through that, and then that's how you become, you know, the leader of 1940s Germany. They did the one with Ivan the Terrible that was kind of like that, where I think he was like abused and like his mother just neglected him and blah blah. And like when he first started out, he was a pretty decent leader and he wanted to do good, and then just he kept getting kind of shit on over time, and he was finally eventually like fuck everybody and became Ivan the Terrible. But he started out hopeful. It's, again, you gotta understand where those people, what happened to those people, because if you just don't understand their deeds and not how they got there, then you will always just think that they were born bad. Very few people are born bad.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some shitheads. Oh, hello. Is this another optional boss?
Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop,
Well,
boop.
actually, this is a required boss.
Oh. Who's this?
A worm.
Weird. Think would you still love me if I was a weird?
No. I saw one where he was like the wolf on top of her head. Oh, he was like, I don't know, I'm pretty weird. I'd probably love you more.
I'm curious to the reception of this episode.
Ah!
'Cause I don't feel like we're being too controversial.
I don't think so either.
I'm not here like
You're not like, oh, he did nothing wrong. Which
they raised good points.
He did,
no, we're not saying that.
No, we're not. We're just saying that like you need to understand where people come from.
That's something I've been trying to do. Period, with people I like strongly disagree with, or
God, fuck,
or you know what? Even people I'm like, you are delusional.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I've definitely tried to come a lot further from being like you're an idiot, you know.
Yeah.
And tried to be more like you're delusional, and even with people I'm like, I think that you're delusional for the thoughts you have and beliefs that you hold about what's right and wrong. Again, I've tried to be like more sympathetic about just like whatever has led you to believe this thing that is just, in my opinion, the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like you've been through some shit, and I feel bad for you. Like, either just being okay with disagreeing, or even like sympathizing for people who are like angry. Because a lot of people are angry in their beliefs. A lot of people's beliefs that they discuss anymore are like, I'm so pissed off that this is the way of thinking. And like, I try to have sympathy for those people instead of being like, calm the fuck down. You know, just like, man, you've been through some shit. Which is funny, because if you had talked to me 5 years ago, I had no sympathy for anybody. I was not a sympathetic person. I was apathetic to a fault.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad. I don't know. As I get older, I become more and more sympathetic to people that I strongly disagree with.
Which is funny because it's really easy to fall into the apathy route, especially as you get older, because you just don't care what other people have to say.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, I know a lot of older people that are completely apathetic to anything, and just like, well, you know, I've had my years.
I'm older than you.
To, you know. Yeah. Like, I've had my years trying to be sympathetic, and I'm done with it, you know.
Well, it's like Emily has somebody in her life. I won't say their relation, but I mean, it's like family. And you know, he's kind of she's a grown woman. You know, she's almost 30. And they've been having some debates because, you know, she was just posting stuff, and he decided to challenge some things that she was posting, and they had a discussion where he eventually got to the point where it was, I'm older and no more than you. because he's in his like mid-40s. I'm like, as soon as you start pulling that card, like, age does not mean intelligence. Age does not mean wisdom anymore, especially anymore. Like, just because you have life experience doesn't mean you have good life experience. Doesn't mean you have relevant life experience. And so it's like, instead of respecting her and her opinions and, you know, why she's angry or disagrees with people, it's, you're wrong, and because I can no longer find a fault in the logic that you've been giving me,
shut up and respect your elders.
Respect your elders. And it's like, bro, you challenged her.
Right.
You know, like, I love the man. I respect the man and his family very much. But again, you reached out to her and was like, you don't know what you're talking about. And he said young lady. I was like, bro, come on. She's not 14.
Right.
You know, and you've known her since she was a child. I get that.
We're almost 30.
Yeah, like, you know, that if my grandmother calls me young man, even when I'm 50, I'll still be like, mm-hmm. But she also respects me as an adult. She respects my opinion. She never puts me down for being younger than her. So she can call me that, because it'll be like, I'm 90, you know, like. But
I'm old as fuck now.
Yeah, you're young to me. Oh, to be 50 again. But it's just, again, it's like, no matter why you disagree with people, no matter why you think that you're right, still try to be respectful and just try to understand. Like, if you don't understand why somebody's matter feels the way that they do, figure it out and then tell them why they're wrong. I don't know, like, then disagree. But if you're like, I literally cannot understand why you feel the way you do, then that's where you need to start. Absolutely. But we should end the episode there.
I think that's a good spot to end it too. Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah, I didn't mean to go on that tangent. I just wanted to start off with a funny, you know, song, and we got into the whole, like, non-political tangent. Yeah. Like, it's political, but it's not political.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Anyway, we beat another worm.
We did beat another worm. We can call this "Would You Love Me If I Was a Second Worm?"
Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that awesome stuff, and we love you.
We love you. Goodbye.